Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are really getting into something transformative, I think. We're looking at Sora 2.
Yeah, it feels like a big step.
It does. We're moving way
Yeah.
past just, text-to-image stuff. This is about generating actual cinematic narratives.
Right.
We're kind of framing this as maybe the ChatGPT for creativity, something
Yeah.
that cuts down that path from an idea in your head to, well, a moving picture that makes sense.
And making sense is the key part, isn't it? That coherence. Sora 2, it's more than just an update to the model. It's a whole system, includes a new social app, too.
Okay.
So our mission today really is threefold. First, let's dig into the technical jumps, the things that make the video feel, well, cinematic.
Yeah.
Second, we absolutely have to look closely at the safety features. They seem pretty game-changing, especially for handling misuse concerns.
The deepfake question looms large.
Exactly. And third, we need to be realistic. What can you, as a creator, actually do with this tool right now? Set some practical limits.
Because there's this huge promise, isn't there? That making video, which has always been, let's face it, slow, technical, pretty expensive, could become fast, maybe even playful, and controllable.
That's the dream.
Does Sora 2 live up to that? Especially with motion being so tricky.
It's a massive challenge, technically. And what's really interesting is how much rides on one core technical idea.
Okay, let's get right into that then. We've seen older video models. They sometimes look like, well, a moving picture or just a style filter slapped on a clip. What's the fundamental difference with Sora 2? What's the breakthrough?
The breakthrough is this thing the developers are calling persistence of world state.
World state. Okay.
Think of it like this. Old models were kind of like drawing a completely new picture for every single frame. Sora 2. It's running this complex sort of invisible physics engine underneath.
The physics engine.
Yeah, it simulates cause and effect. It tracks the scene, the objects, the characters across multiple shots, so things stay consistent when you cut. Props don't just vanish or reappear randomly.
So the AI isn't just painting pixels. It's building a world where things behave, like they should. Why is that so hard?
Well, because the real world is messy, right? It needs the model to grasp not just what, say, a basketball looks like, but what it does.
When you bounce it or throw it.
Exactly. The source material actually gives a great example. A generated basketball, if it misses the hoop, it doesn't just teleport somewhere else.
Right.
It hits the backboard correctly. It rebounds just like you'd expect physically. That kind of coherence, that object permanence, that's what sets it apart from older stuff.
And this world state thing, it stretches to the audio too. That seems huge for making it feel real.
Absolutely. The system generates dialogue, sound effects, all integrated, all synced up with the picture.
So lips move correctly with the words.
Right. And, footsteps land when the foot hits the ground. A door closing sounds like it happens with the door closing. You don't need hours of manual sound work later.
Okay, so the practical upside for you, the creator, is massive then. Instead of spending ages on continuity,
Yeah.
like making sure the knot in someone's tie is the same from shot A to shot B, or that the coffee cup hasn't mysteriously shifted, the system handles that basic physics stuff.
Precisely. It frees up your brain power, basically.
Yeah.
You stop worrying about those continuity checks, those little details, and you focus on the story, shaping the cut, directing the scene.
It shifts the job description almost.
It really does. More director, less technician.
Okay, but here's where that narrative focus gets really tricky. We have to talk about the deepfake issue. The elephant in the room.
Yeah.
If this thing can make such perfect, consistent characters, how do they stop people from, generating problematic likenesses?
Yeah.
The answer seems to be this Cameos feature.
It is. And I feel like the core safety element here. It works by treating someone's identity as a resource you need permission for.
Permissioned identity. That's a different way of thinking about it.
It's a paradigm shift, really. Before, AI either just scraped likenesses without asking, or you had these complicated third-party consent things. Cameos builds consent right into the platform itself.
Okay, walk me through it. How does it actually work if I want to cast my friend in a little scene I'm making?
Okay, so first, your friend, the person whose likeness it is, they need to do a quick one-time capture, just teaches the system their face, their voice. That registers them.
Got it.
Then they have to explicitly give you consent to use their cameo in your scenes. And crucially, they stay in control. They can pull that permission back anytime they want.
Wow. Okay, so that one idea solves, Three problems at once.
Pretty much. It's ethical sourcing because it's
Mhm.
opt-in. It tackles the deep fake risk head on, and it actually solves a big creative headache, too.
Oh, so creatively.
Well, for you, the creator, you get consistent characters across different shots without fighting the AI. Your friend looks like your friend, sounds like your friend, same tone, same clothes if you specified them.
Without crazy prompting or rotoscoping.
Exactly. None of that painful frame-by-frame fixing. Your group chat can literally become your cast list. It's clever.
That does sound remarkably smart for handling the whole identity mess in AI.
Yeah.
What about other safety stuff? Beyond Cameos.
They seem pretty serious about provenance, proving where content came from. Every video made with Sora 2 gets a visible watermark baked in.
Okay, visible?
And, maybe more importantly, C2PA metadata embedded right in the file itself.
Hang on, C2PA. Let's break that down quickly for listeners. What is that? Why should they care?
Right, C2PA. It stands for the Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity. Think of it like a digital passport hidden inside the video file.
Okay.
It logs the history like, this was made by Sora 2, maybe when, maybe even the prompts used. So if someone takes that video out of the Sora app and shares it elsewhere...
That passport goes with it.
Exactly. Makes it much harder to pass off AI stuff as real, unedited footage, which is vital for trust.
Definitely vital. Okay, let's switch gears to workflow. If the system is doing physics, continuity, identity, what's left for the creator to actually do? What does the day-to-day look like?
You're definitely shifting roles. Less camera operator, more director and editor, purely. The web editor, it gives you a proper director's toolkit for iterating. You don't just scrap a scene if it's not right, you refine it.
How do those tools work? The refinement ones sound key.
Well, it starts with something called Storyboard. You basically pin key moments on a timeline, describe the action, the beats you want.
Like a visual script?
Kind of. Then if a section isn't working, maybe the timing's off, you use recut. Just trim it, extend it, refine that specific bit. But the real power tools are probably remix and blend.
Okay, remix and blend. What's the difference there?
So remix is for when you like the basic setup, the staging, the bones of the scene, but you want to change the vibe or the action.
Yeah.
You rewrite the prompt for that same scene, maybe change lighting from sunset to noon, or make the character sound nervous instead of confident. But the world state, the continuity, stays locked.
Got it. And blend.
Blend is more like fusion. You take bits you like from two different takes the AI generated, and you weave them together into a new version, like creating a greatest hits without having to render two completely new clips from scratch.
Interesting.
And then there's loop, which is pretty self-explanatory, good for seamless background motion, or those endless looping videos for social media.
That ability to tweak and iterate without the whole thing falling apart, that seems to be the core idea.
It is.
But we have to talk limits. These are always huge factors. What are the current duration constraints? How long can these videos be?
Yeah, the limits are clear right now, and they're tied to the platform. If you're using the mobile app, the clips are capped at 10 seconds.
10 seconds, okay.
Defaults to vertical video, really tuned for quick ideas, social sharing. Speed and ease of use is the goal there.
And for, say, more professional use, higher quality.
Right. If you're a pro user and you're using the web editor, you can push it further, up to 20 seconds per sequence.
20 seconds.
And up to 1080p resolution. Now, obviously, 20 seconds isn't a feature film. It won't replace traditional long-form production today.
Not even close.
But for pre-visualization, for pitch reels, for really high-quality social stuff that needs multiple shots to tell a mini-story, 20 seconds is actually quite significant. It lets you show a beginning, middle, and end. 8 seconds often doesn't cut it for that.
That's a fair point. Before we get to the competition, there was this really interesting detail in the sources about the model's maturity. This idea of failure that looks real.
Yeah. That's fascinating. It's sort of a sign of an advanced simulation, isn't it?
How so?
Well, older systems, they often tried so hard to fake a perfect result that when they messed up, it was bizarre. Meddling hands, things teleporting.
Right, the uncanny valley failures.
Exactly. Sora 2, because it's running that world state simulation, it can actually model realistic imperfections. The sources mention things like, a gymnast might stumble but then recovers believably, or a wave hits a paddleboard and the rider shifts their weight correctly to compensate.
That's subtle but powerful. Why does making a believable mistake make the whole thing more compelling?
It adds stakes, realism. If the AI can convincingly show something going slightly wrong, or someone struggling and recovering, then the success that follows feels more earned, or the failure feels more grounded.
It shows the AI understands the mechanics, not just the final picture.
Precisely. It's not just pattern matching an image, it's modeling the event.
Okay, let's zoom out now. Connect this feature set to the competition. How does Sora 2 really stack up against, say, VO3, which a lot of early adopters are looking at?
They're definitely taking different paths to market, different strategies, and this matters for you, the listener, depending on what you need.
Okay.
Sora 2, it's leaning into that social app model. It's prioritizing the cameos for identity safety, and it really excels at following instructions across multiple shots because of that world state persistence.
Yeah.
It's built for integrated storytelling, it seems.
And VO3, where's its strength?
VO3 seems more aimed at developers, maybe bigger studios. It's pushing programmatic access first, shipping with an API through Google's Gemini and Vertex AI.
So you can build it into other tools.
Right. Its focus seems to be more on really fine-grained control at the shot level, plus tools for workflow integration. Now, VO3 claims the model can do 4K, but the typical public clips we see are often shorter, maybe around 8 seconds.
Okay, so the verdict for someone listening is pretty clear then. If you're a developer, you need API access today to build something.
VO3 is probably the more practical choice right now, simply because the API is available.
Makes sense.
But if what you want is that deep world state carrying across multiple shots, that ability to tell a slightly longer mini story, plus the identity-safe casting with cameos to easily work with friends, Sora 2 offers something really fresh and different there, especially with that social focus.
Got it. Okay, let's nail down the practical details. Access. This trips people up. How do you actually get Sora 2? So you're already paying for ChatGPT Pro.
Right, good question. It's invite-based currently. That's step one. You need the dedicated Sora app, iOS only, at launch.
No Android yet.
Not at launch, no. Download the iOS app, sign up for the waitlist. And initially, the rollout is just US and Canada, so your App Store region settings actually matter here for getting that invite.
Okay, invite first. What about the Pro subscription part? Does Sora 2 just show up in my ChatGPT interface if I'm a Pro user?
No, and this is super important to clarify. It does not just appear as a toggle in ChatGPT. While getting access to the better model Sora 2 Pro, the one that does the 20-second 1080p videos on the web, is tied to having a ChatGPT Pro subscription. You still need that initial separate invite first.
So invite gets you in the door via the app, then your Pro sub unlocks the higher tier on the web.
Exactly. The invite is the gatekeeper. Pro subscription upgrades the experience once you're through the gate.
Okay, that clears up a lot. So wrapping things up here, what's the big takeaway? The core idea.
I think Sora 2 gives you a new kind of visual thinking muscle. It's not replacing final movie production today, let's be clear.
Right.
But for social storytellers wanting that safe collaboration, for filmmakers doing previs or pitch reels, and definitely for developers watching where multi-shot generative video is heading, it's revolutionary in those areas.
And the final advice for someone listening, ready to jump in.
Be realistic about that duration limit. 20 seconds is the current ceiling for Pro, but use it strategically. It really changes pre-production and social, my advice. Make a specific test plan.
Like what?
Write a simple 3-scene prompt. Cast a friend using a cameo if you can. Then run that exact same prompt through Sora 2 and also through competitors like VO3. See which one actually delivers on your narrative intent better. Do your own comparison.
Smart.
And maybe one last thought to chew on. Since Sora 2 is actually willing to simulate and show believable failure, the stumble, the near miss, the realistic compensation, what does that signal? Are we moving away from AI media that just tries desperately to fake success toward systems that genuinely model reality, warts and all? And if so, how does that change how we judge authenticity and what machines create? Something to think about while you wait for that invite.